Alright. We got another playoff game going on. There's like 4 going on right now. And I think there's a multi-stream link going around. Over here we got Tech for Battle. There's the Darkstar second line. We can look at the Dark Elves first. It's Khemri versus Dark Elves. And this is a pretty beautiful Dark Elf team at 2100 TV. It's a lot of TV, but you can see why. With 1, 2, 3 agility 5, and agility 6. I mean, that's just gross. We got 2 guard, Mighty Blow Witch, the Strength 4 Witch, who is also just ridiculous. What a crazy sacker. This team's just insane, and with 12 players too. There is not a single piece that has a level that is not special in some way. Furials and Napo. I don't remember who is the home team, but if it's Bobby, then we'll have a free wizard for his game. We can check who's the home team. Oh, I don't want to put spoilers up actually, so we can't check. But we'll pull up Stace's Khemri. Stace's Khemri at 1800. Going to be on 2 Tomb Guardians for his game after taking a strength bust and having another one dead. At least for 2 good Tomb Guardians though, with a block Tomb Guardian with plenty of skills to boot, and a strength 6 of Guard and Mighty Blow. And the rest of his team looks pretty nice too, with a strength 4 Agi 3 for, and then just a normal Agi 3 for Palm Jump Up, and a nice little Palm Frenzy piece with Juggernaut. But Juggernaut won't be that big a deal this game, because there's no stand firm, it's Sidestep instead. Let me round it out with a Wrestle Kicker, a Dirty Player, and a Wrestler. Let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's only going to be 12 players, but he'll have 300k in inducements. So I expect a bribe at the very least, and we'll probably see a star player bring him up to 13. With 110k, I wouldn't be surprised to see him drop some bank on this also, but I imagine he wants that other Tomb Guardian too. Which right now he can afford. He'd have 10k left. But he might value the inducements more than he'll value the rookie Tomb Guardian. Especially against a team like this Dark Elf squad. I should be more familiar with Khemri inducements considering I've been playing him in WCW, but I can't think of any crazy ones off the top of my head other than like Satek and Ramtut. Ramtut wouldn't be bad. Satek would be pretty good as well. I believe Darkstar has a Sure Hands player. Yep, they do, so a strip ball won't be a big deal. And there's no armor bust, so it's only with 2 armor 7 pieces. So stab isn't that big a thing for that star player. I think this one, considering the Khemri are missing 2 Tomb Guardians, which is a pretty big loss for a Khemri squad, I think it'll go to Bobby. It's just, he's got such a crazy team, I can't see him not taking this game, unless these 2 killers that Stace has put in a shift and just start clearing out the team. He's got 4 Mighty Blow players, and that's nothing to shake at. He'll be able to Mighty Blow the whole line of scrimmage and get a blitz in. Alright, it's got the ping of air starting up. We'll see if that Babe plays that big of a role. There's only the 1 Mighty Blow on this Dark Elf team. It's on a Witch Elf, so it's going to be attached to Frenzy. drop that multi-Twitch link in the chat so you can see every game going on right now. Alright, let's see. Bobby's going to have a +1 fame. And he's going to have defense first. Which is probably ideal for his elf squad. He will have to leave a player exposed, a good player, and it looks like it'll be this movement 5 guard lineman. Which does feel kind of bad. It's still a good player, but it's not as good as a lot of the other players on the pitch. Yeah, I'd say that's a solid selection of 3 to choose. Oh, there is a stand firm on the Dark Elf team. I didn't even see that boy. Blodge firm diving tackle with guard is a pretty beastly piece. We're leaving one of our agility 5 exposed. And with it not having anybody based behind it, my guess is Sace. Where is that boy? Here he is. I expected this guy's going to blitz the agility 5. That's a juicy target and he won't leave him based after the hit. There's no frenzy trapping there. You can even position the chainsaw on that end to foul it, and I think that's exactly what's happening. We've got our 3 Mighty Blow hits on the line, and we have Orion here. Oh, why did I say that's already? We have Orion here, ready to go after the Darkstar, the Dark Elf Blitzer. I'm tripping all over my words today. It's about a midfield kick to one sideline. Won't be able to get under that ball, but can get right up next to it. And it's a high kick, so we can just step right under it. I wouldn't hate, yeah, putting him under it. And it's a good catch, too. That's the guy you want carrying the ball with strength 4 and fend. We'll have a very forward cage. Oh, no stab. Worth a shot at least. It's a free hit. Or a free stab, rather. And no knockdown either. Eltane goes down. He's alright. So that means we're going to chainsaw this guy, I think. We chainsaw him and we just blitz him normally. I would like to see a Mighty Blow blitz on this player, though. But the issue is now he has to use a dirty player as an assist for it. He is still going to do it, but it feels a little bad. It means we won't be able to foul it after because we're going to have to use hack to chainsaw this player. And we got our POWs. We got our break. I don't think we've used Mighty Blow. We have not, and it's just a stun now. We get piled on. And that's the start. 1 IG5 down for Sace. And we don't have to worry about missing out on that foul now. We don't have guard corners on this cage. You could see some kind of sack attempt coming around from this side. Chainsaw is good for a stun. It's not out of a question for him to go for a sack. He's got the Agi 6 leap for recovery, he has an Agi 5 leap for guard, and he has an Agi 5 leap with strength 4 for Veracle for a 2 dice. He could go right in and take that ball right now if he wants to. With those 3 players on the pitch, he can take the ball basically whenever he wants. If he decides to play it safe, hit on a dirty player is always a good idea, especially when there's only one and you have your Witch Elf with Mighty Blow. We're not dodging in, so there's going to be a nuisance in the backfield here. Keep these 2 players occupied. Basing Stab's a little scary, but he should be okay. Unless that's our blitz. Our guard has leaped in. Which can make it around the side. This player is based up, so he can't provide a negative assist. There's no guard in this square, so she can leap in right here and take that hit. It'll be a 2 dice into half dice, unfortunately. That's the wrong witch. That is not the right witch. That is the Mighty Blow witch. That is not the Sacker witch. And he has realized that and thrown the 1 dice. That feels bad. That's actually really bad. Because he just did pull the trigger. And now this player gets slaughtered. And the dirty player is still standing over here. Sace will stop at nothing to remove one of these 2 players. So if he gets this removal, then suddenly those sacking plays are a lot more difficult. Especially since it's being carried on the strength 4. Stab fails, which is good for him. And that 2 dice works though, that's a palm. A free piling on. He's able to sidestep himself into being an assist. That absolutely gets piled on every day of the week. And no break is very lucky for Bobby. None of these breaking is very lucky for Bobby. This guy is less important. This guy not breaking is huge. He's not enabled either, which is good. We're using the dirty player as an assist again. It feels so bad. If he doesn't get the knockdown here, he winds up based. He does get his knockdown, though. It's another POW. Who even needs tackle, honestly? It's not a break, though. I think that still gets piled on. It does. Stace is just going for removals. That's how he wins this game. And another no armor break. He could be in real trouble next turn, because this guy can get back up and go wherever he wants. We could see the actual sack attempt next turn and not blitz with the wrong witch. Yeah, it's chainsaw time. 2 assists. And it's a chainsaw fail. Oh, the Loner Reel worked! And he's stunned. He's stunned, and that's a vulnerable chainsaw. We'll probably see a hit on that chainsaw. It's strength 3 and armor 7. That should be pretty easy for Bobby to find a 2 dice somewhere with. Alternatively, this doesn't have any guard basing it. We could make a hole here. And it's fend though, so we can't follow it up for that assist. We can't follow it up for the assist, but we can make a hole. and maybe not need to leap. Or have an exit after the leap. I would prefer to see a blitz on a chainsaw, though. Either blitz with chainsaw or blitz with dirty player. There's a reroll gone. I think he is looking for a hit on that for and that's snakes. Oh, that's brutal. That is now an exposed sacking witch elf. Or an exposed agility 6. Stab works. Just a stun. He's definitely getting fouled again. That's too good of a player not to chainsaw him in the face. And I think we're setting up for a hit on the agility 6 piece. Agility 6, movement 8. It's disgusting. I'll also be able to move up the ball. Which, you know, I guess the ball is important to a Khemri team. You know, sometimes they care about that kind of thing. I don't judge. That stab working did mean he was able to free that for Ra, which is good for him. And he's still got 2 assists on this blitzer. There's no way this guy moves anywhere else. He's going to help make sure this guy stays down. He does have jump up, so we could have done something, but no. That's our blitz. And that's a POW. I'm the witch. I suppose armor 7 is easier to kill than armor 8. And that's his only mighty blow piece. I don't hate it. Oh, and that's a dead witch. Ooh, yikes. Apoed into, I think that's a minus move? Yeah, minus move on the mighty blow witch. That's not the end of the world for her. But that is the apothecary gone for Bobby. With all of his nice pieces still in the game. We're not fouling for chainsaw, we're fouling with the dirty player. With that many assists, I agree. The chainsaw is better for breaking armor than for injuring. And it's just a stun. We can blitz with chainsaw here, just stand this guy up and hit him. Or stand this guy up and hit him. You probably do it with this guy because he's got block. We could also see him dodge out like that, and suddenly we have a 2 dice. Oh no, it's a strength 6. It's 4 or 5. We have a 1 dice into half die on this Tomb Guardian. Could bring this guy around for another assist if we really wanted to hit this guy, but I don't think we do. I think we'd rather get away from him, just dodge out. This guy's a little bit trapped. I wouldn't hate to see him stand up, though, just to keep the Khemri a little bogged down. And we're going for a surf on a skeleton. And we're not getting a surf. No pseudo surf either. It's not even a break. Which can kind of get away. But she kind of can't though because she's on tackle. So it'll just be a base. That witch is super surfable actually. You blitz her down from that angle. He needs to protect his witch. You blitz her down. Or use blitz from the side and push her in there and you hit with a throw rod. That is the easiest surf that we're going to see tonight, I think. And there's no way that Sace doesn't see that. The question is, can he make the hole to get in to make that surf? And he can by hit knocking this guy down. Push doesn't quite do it. Is he not going to get it? If Sace doesn't take this Surf, I'm going to yell at him until he loses the playoffs. And if he loses this game, I'll yell at him more. That is such a major Surf. Yeah, you have the 3+ with the break tackle, but you can do it with no dice with this guy if we took the both down there and wrestled. I guess he wants us to keep him standing, though, to keep the ball safe. I guess we care about the ball. I guess it's a 3+2 die. He would need to find some way. He would need to stand this guy up to make this into a 2 dice with the blitz draw. I think this guy was standing up anyway, though. I don't see a world where he's not. He could also just be tunnel visioned into blitzing that guy. That's not how we surf, Sace. That's how we skull. No, Sace. That is Ali Babad. In the flesh, or rather, in the lack of flesh. Yeah, Sace really likes Ali. What I really like is surfing Strength 4, Agility 5 witches, but Sace disagrees. Those are the kind of big balls plays he needs to make to ensure he wins this game. I think we see a sack next turn now. Good choice not to follow that up. He's going to foul this player again. I think if that Strength 4 Witch got surfed, then Sace just flat out won the drive and got to do as much damage as he wants. Now there is still this very real threat on the ball, and in fact it's even worse because it's not going to be as secure of a cage. Hack's putting in a pretty good shift tonight. He hasn't failed a chain... Well, he almost killed himself with his chainsaw, but he hasn't not broken armor with his chainsaw yet. Now, if this is a send-off, we're in trouble. This really needs to not be a send-off. We do have a bribe. There's a casualty on the Agi 5 guard piece. Oh, and he's movement 5! Oh no. This is Sace's win condition, is removing the Dark Elf team. And he's meeting it. We've lost one of our most important players for sacking. Yeah, Sace is in the driver's seat now. The Witch can reach over here. There's no guard on these two players. We could throw the 1 dice. This player could try and dodge out and make it 2. It looks like we'll go in north to south instead of south to north. That player's not based. I guess he couldn't really get in there. Here comes a leap. A leap is not good. There's a reroll. Leap's good. Half dice. No, it's a GF5 fail into a stunned witch. Everything is going wrong for Bobby. Absolutely everything. Now Sace, please surf this blitzer. Please, for the love of God, Sace, this surf is free, surf the blitzer. Surf the Agility 6 Movement 8 piece who could single-handedly win a game. For the love of God. You can palm this guy already. You can surf this guy. That's not how you do it. Okay, we got rid of him anyway. That's okay. We still got rid of the Agility 6. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just remove him anyway. That's Sace. There we go. Miss Days, it's happening. This witch just got move busted. Was dead. Appoed into move bust. This blitzer just got move busted. He's now movement 5, having a smashed hip and ankle. And these 2 pieces are removed and KOs. Everything is going wrong for this poor Dark Elf team. This beautiful Dark Elf team that had so much potential is just getting destroyed by poor Bobby. I just can't. I had so much hope for him in this game. We're absolutely going to gang foul that witch now. It's not even the Palmer. He chose to go for it with the Tomb Guardian and threw a POW anyway. Who needs tackle? It's been another story in this game. Oh, this Khemri team is fantastic. If it still had all its Tomb Guardians alive, it would be so good. But it's taken a lot of Tomb Guardian attrition. Yeah. Let me pull up his recent players and I'll tell you about the Tomb Guardians he lost. Oh, I really hope you guys didn't hear that because that was loud as shit. So yeah, he lost Anapneo, which was a Blodge Tackle Guard Tomb Guardian. He lost Atlas, which was just Mighty Blow Guard, whatever. And he lost Fafnir, which was Mighty Blow Guard, Stand Firm, and Grab. Those are all solid Tomb Guardians. Yeah, you foul the Blitzer right now and you foul the Witch next turn. He's going to foul with the Dirty Player, of course, because we don't need to worry about breaking armor. We should already. And then we just rotate those two. We foul this Blitzer turn 6, we foul the Witch turn 7. And if we still have our Bribe, we foul probably the Witch turn 8, if it's not dead. True, last game he took... yeah, he lost 2. He took an armor bust on the Block Tomb Guardian, and then Anapneo, I believe, is the one that died. Yeah, the just Block Tomb Guardian was armor bust. Bobby, ever hopeful that he gets a 1-turn attempt, saving his reroll. 1 Dark Elf player left standing. I want Sace to hand this ball off to Grasshopper. Because I'm a greedy player. It's a horrible idea, but I am a greedy player, and I want to see a handoff to Grasshopper to get him a touchdown. That's not a knockdown, but we're okay with that still. It keeps him tied up on tackle. And now we surround this witch and murder it. We're failing a Blitzer over the Witch. Interesting. At least that's kind of what it looks like. And now he's moving him down. I'm confused now. Because we could foul either of them reasonably. We are fouling the Witch. Good. That's a stun. There's a Bribe gone. Oh, and he's sent off. That's a Dirty Player gone with a Bribe used, which means we lose with a Chainsaw too. And yeah, you use the Dirty Player because you add 1 to injury and you're not that worried about breaking armor on a 5+. Especially against the Witch, use the Dirty Player. Now that it's gone, we're fouling with a Chainsaw, but... Oh, Bribe not used. I thought the Bribe got used, and my fucking Do Not Disturb turned off. Sace does not. Sace only has one dirty player skeleton. No, never GFI, fail. He does, yeah. He has a 3 deep bench and he's taken no damage in this half. He's lost that dirty player, that's it. He's fine. I think he did save it because of the chainsaw. Exactly, yeah. He wants to save it to foul incessantly next half. It would be my guess. It's either that or he wants the chainsaw. There goes another Dark Elf player. That's an MNG. We have one. We have two. We have 2 good Dark Elf players left alive. Yeah, if the Elves win this, then they're screwed. They lose next game, I think. It doesn't matter who they're against. Unless their opponent pulls a Steve. Spoilers. In goes the chainsaw. He could use the bribe for Ali Babad. That's something I didn't think about, because he's also a secret weapon. Does he want Ali over Hack, or does he want the fouling next half? A bold half die. That could have ended poorly, especially when that guy's block. I think he's trying to base up the ball last second. Saving the reroll for the 1 turn again. Movement 8, he needs 9 players. He needs both KOs to wake up. Actually, he might need less because he'll have sidestep in the mix, I think. He's not going to foul. None of the players left on the pitch, save the Witch, were worth the foul, I think. And the Witch, without some of her support pieces, is significantly less scary. KOs do come back. We have a 1 turn on the field. There is not enough stand firm. He's going to bribe Babad. No, he's not going to bribe Babad. I was thinking you bribe Babad for the sidestep to prevent a 1 turn. I suppose Hack has it too. Oh, but we wouldn't have enough stand firm anyway. Maybe with Fend you could save it, but I don't think he's going to do it. Yeah, he's just putting Skellies on the line. He's going to set up in the back. We do have enough players on the pitch for the 1 turn, though. Yep, we kept the saw. We have just enough players, because Babad got sent off, to save it. Sace does have his tackle spread as best as he can. There is still the 1 gap here. Nothing he can do about that, though. Yeah, this Agility 6 player is just going to walk right through Sace's line. I think Sace should have tried to set up an actual 1 turn defense here instead of just line up the back. Because this Agility 6 guy, he does not care about this screen at all. He will just 2+ his way through there with the reroll. Or even just leap over. We'll see if he uses the team reroll during getting the pushes or not. If he doesn't, then he'll just leap. And, I mean, you're screwed. That's it. Bobby knows what he's doing. We know he knows how to 1 turn. We'll see if the dice cooperate for him. Now the interesting thing is, if this is a riot, I think Bobby doesn't score. I think Bobby might actually be in worse shape if this is a riot and he tries a 2 turn. Yeah, this is a very lazy defense. Sace has the players available to him to stop this one turn. Even with a Strength 4 Witch, even with Agility 6, I think Sace could have stopped this one turn if he tried. He could have at least made it very difficult. Because, I mean, you're not stopping this Blitzer. You can't spread the tackle well enough to stop the dodges. He has Agility 6 Leap, so even, like, anyway, it's just a 2+2+ to get through your screen. With a player like this, you cannot just screen the back off and hope for the best. You just can't. You have to put up a defense on the line. And Sace is probably going to pay the price now for that. It's a decent kick. Changing Weather, stopped by Sace's Weather Dome. You can get to that ball, throw from about here. It should still be a 2+ thanks to Agility 5. There's our push. He's movement 8, so he has to get to this line with his player. Second push is good. Now we gotta forget the frenzy. We can push you to here, put him here. Is this not good? We can get you to there, and you're pushing down. I think he might have screwed it up. I think Bobby might have messed up a one turn. Because he can push here or here. No, he hasn't. You put him there. And now you gotta dodge out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 2+ here or a 3+2+ of a reroll to get him in there. And we fail the dodge. We need a GFI now. We're good. One last push. We hope for a knockdown here. We don't get it. We can take another block here. This block will be better than the 2+, so we take that block to get him off. Pickup's good. We have a pass roll to make. Pass is good. Oh, and we've screwed the catch-up. All our catch-up is all over the floor. And there's no one turn for Bobby. Sace getting bailed out there. Because that was not a one-turn defense. Alright, I forgot it does that. Alright, we got the Dark Elves throwing an offense now. They shouldn't have too much trouble scoring. It'll be difficult for sure, and if there's a blitz, we're probably done. I think they can at least get the touchdown in. The question is whether they can stop the Khemri from scoring after. With the Agility 6 guy, it's hard not to score. But of course, we thought that Bobby had that defense in the bag last half. So who knows? I don't think any one side of his Khemri defense is weaker than the other. So it's just a matter of Bobby trying to formulate a plan here. I imagine the kick goes to whatever side the agility 6 is not on. If Stace can keep up his armor dice from last half rather, that's how Bobby doesn't score, right? His team just dies. And it looks like we're going down the right side. We're going to run through this Tomb Guardian's tackle zone with our agility 6 because we can. Or are we going to surf it? This guy is stand firm. We can't surf him. We can surf this Tomb Guardian. We slide the Agi 6 in here so he can be an assist on the other end. We use 2 more players, and that's 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 3 dice into 3 dice. Or 2 dice into 2 dice, rather. And they've just scored an extra reroll to help make that easier. But the kick is on the far end. This lineman needs to go and support that ball. Bobby is absolutely going for a surf here. Although I said that last... No, Bobby is taking a quick pause. No, never mind, he's good. He was taking a quick pause, I think, maybe. I don't know. We might have a pause here. He pinged me saying that we were going to pause, and now they haven't, so who knows. Ball is passed back, and will be moved back to safety on this lineman. Well, the ball is safe now, right? He can make this ball safe and make this surf happen. Or is he just going to run through anyway? We're just going for the half dice surf? No, we're going after this guy. Aw, I really wanted the surf. I really wanted the strength 6 surf. That would have been great. We're on tackle now. We have our hole. We can screen off the middle here. Well, no, we can screen off the sideline from the middle. There's no surf, but we have a strength 6 marked up, so he's not going anywhere. I'm really sad. I wanted to see the strength 6 get surfed. That would have been hilarious if it died off that. And Sace was on 1 Tomb Guardian. We have ourselves a screen-ish. That player will complete it. We can open up this end on the Witch with the Tomb Guardian, but we have nobody who can take advantage of that from the rest of the screen. And this Dark Elf is in scoring range, and it's going to be very hard to stop it. I think we're going to have the 1-1 at the end of next turn. That'll also mean the chainsaw is sent off. not going to pile that on because we want to mark him with tackle. Or we're just going to screen. Okay. Screening is not very effective against this player. He can just go wherever he wants. Yeah, exactly. It was going to be a 2-1 grind. Unless we can see some miracle plays with his strength 4 witch, this should just be a 2-1 grind from Khemri. My expectation is Viagi6 leaps over the wrestler and into this space, and 2+2+2+ out. And we have not put tackle in both squares. We are focused on his right side when his left side is just as open. And that's helped complete the screen there, so now it's a 3+2+. I know it's agility 6, it's still a 2+2+. Who cares about tackle zones? I'm agility 6. That's not a knockdown of a witch. Yep, still super simple for this Stark Elf to score, because he's cheating. His existence is cheating. Ball is off. Ball is out. Ball is in. And that's 1-1. Neither side has any KOs, and while the two teams set up, I need to take a quick little bio break. Alright, that was a quick setup. No mistakes, I was AFK for a second. Alright. So what I missed an armor break into a KO, it looks like. On a rookie lineman, who cares? Yeah, missing those Tomb Guardians hasn't made his team any less deadly. And now Stacey's going to play it safe with an eye cage. Eye cage means that Witch is not going to be making any leap attacks. And immediately piling on from Sace. But no break. Techie, I'm not entirely sure why he didn't bench with Chainsaw. He had to have known he was going to go for a 2-turn. I think he positioned trying to stop. There's a casualty for the Dark Elves. It makes it 10 to what? Not many. Yeah, incentivized with 2-turn. He could have positioned his team better to avoid the Agi 6 leap. Because that was pretty simple for him. He didn't have to go through any tackle at any point. He was able to just leap over. I'd call that mispositioning from Sace. And I think that's Snake Swamp Womp. Burning a reroll on Matt in overtime is a little but I guess that would have protected his agility 6, which I imagine is what he was going for. Luckily for him, the Mighty Blow tackle is not in range, and there's no fouling risk from a Dirty Player or Chainsaw, which makes fouling slightly less attractive for a Khemri. But they're still going to do it because they're a Khemri. And it looks like we're just going to keep chewing through pieces with our Palmer. Truk, I disagree because the Elves just don't have enough players for fouling. Because if they lose alignment, then they're not protecting their valuable players who will actually win them a game. You're right, fouling this guy would be really nice, but I don't think I don't think Bobby has that luxury. He's just gotta kind of deal with deal with this guy right now as best he can. And he's been putting in a hell of a game, which is unfortunate. Lineman goes down. It's not a break, but it'll get piled on anyway because it's Sace, and that's what he does this game. If I'm honest, I don't think fouling him would stop Sace from piling on every turn. Because if the Dark Elves are fouling, it's a chance they remove themselves. And Sace wins this game by removing Dark Elves. Yeah, exactly. This Delph team is insane. But it's been taken down a notch with those 3 pieces being out. Those are 3 core pieces for the way Bobby plays this game. There's a POW on one of the Palmers. He's okay, but he's down. And we have a mark on the ball. If Bobby didn't misclick and take the wrong witch for the blitz on that first turn, this is a different game. Bobby blitzing with the Mighty Blow Witch on turn 1 instead of the Sacker Witch after committing to the sack, I think is what ultimately set this collapse in motion. And he is going to be kicking himself for that, because this team was in playoff condition. This team was in Super Bowl condition. And we are fouling the Frenzy piece. We do have the jump up Palmer there, yeah. That's no good. Hey, we got rid of him! He is Kaz'd. He is not going to regen. He is missing next game. That's worth the send-off, though. No more Palm tackle. It's just Palm now. I wasn't a fan of a foul, but you can't argue with results. And that foul did exactly what it was supposed to do. It's removed the biggest threat on the pitch for the Dark Elves, which is that palm tackle piece. Now our only tackle blitzers are not going to be Mighty Blow. Yeah, that MNG is massive. And whoever Sace's next opponent is laughing his way to the bank with that one. That's a vital piece for Sace to be missing. Speaking of, let me go who he would be facing next. Who both players would be facing next should they win this. It'll be spoiler territory for sure. It'd be facing against Average Joe's Gym or Wolfbark's Mischief. Average Joe's Gym, a human team. No, it was a high elf team. Yeah, it was a high elf team. It's taken a lot of attrition. Wolfbark's Mischief, a Skaven team. That has also taken a bit of attrition. I don't know when that game was played, so I'm a little bit worried about spoiling that. Let me see the match summary. Yeah, that game was played yesterday, so no spoilers there. This is a scary cage, and I think we see a surf attempt, maybe? I wouldn't hate going for a surf here, honestly. Yeah, tackle would be a big deal against both Techie. Alright, the ball carrier has fend. Good call, Mistakes. I missed that. No, there's double skulls. You gotta reroll that. You get the POW at least. And we get the stun. We might mark the ball here. We'll see. We are gonna mark the ball. It's not with sidestep, sadly, but it's still a mark. Yeah, these armor breaks have shifted from helping Sace to helping Bobby. And there's a snake witch dodge. She has jump up at least. So she's not completely out of it, but she's on the floor and is probably getting fouled now. Yeah, 87. I felt that quite a bit when I played my Khemri team in WCW. This is a tough cookie to crack now for Sace. With that stun being there, the only tackle we have is on our ball carrier. If we find a POW on this lineman, we might have a chance to make something happen around here. But we need to find a POW there. There's a nice little stun for the Khemri. If this isn't a POW, then he sidesteps into this area and we're in trouble. Clearing the ball, just pushes, that's all we needed. Yeah, there is also the option of wrestle. But Sace is going to do it with a palmer because he can palm this guy if he gets a knockdown. And if he doesn't get the knockdown, he can follow it up and still take the wrestle hit. Though not as good. This Tomb Guardian off in the middle of nowhere is able to get relevant again this turn. And it gives him a 3-die on this hit and finds him 2 knockdowns. Didn't burn any of his POWs either. That's how that works, right? If we find a knockdown on this player, we're not going to try it, but we could have snuck our way into there. And it looks like we're just going to stand between the two guard instead, meaning that if he wants to take this sack, it has to be a half-dice sack. It's not good enough. I wouldn't take this hit with the wrestler. We're going to, and we're not going to find the knockdown, so he's going to sidestep. He's going to re-roll it. I don't like that reroll. And yeah, I realized after I said it, it could be a 1 dice. I do not like that hit, and I like that reroll even less. So we have a 1 dice into a half dice on the ball now. We have a Dark Elf lineman way down here who could either come, recover, and punt, or could run down and be a scoring threat. It's 1 die into half die, McMackey, because he doesn't have any assists on this side. I would reroll this, honestly. Oh, and it's a skull! Fend, what a good skill. I forgot about it, mistakes. Yeah, it was only about 1 die, and we've skulled it on the reroll. And I think that's the best opportunity that Bobby was going to get this half, that he's just lost. It's not a knockdown. You can't sidestep to stay on the ball, at least. Yeah, Sace bailed out again. First of all, 1 turn, now that turn. That could have been Bobby running off with the game right there. If the agility 6 is still in play, he could have picked up that ball and chucked that thing. Yeah, Fowler and run. There is no way we don't see a foul on the switch health this turn. We found our pal on the Agi 6. This could hurt. We have no apothecary. We don't have a break, but we're going to pile this on. Absolutely. We got a break. We have a stun. Womp womp. That means this guy's not getting knocked down, which means he's not going to be an assist, and finding the positioning to foul will cost a GFI. No, it won't. We can go around that way. So it would be a 2 assist foul with that wrestler. We might not be taking a foul off that movement. He's not an assist anymore. Might just be trying to lock it down. If that is Agi 5 leap, and it is jump up, we can reach. We need a stun on her to avoid a sack. And we're not going to foul, it looks like, unless we're taking a dodge to foul. The saving grace of this play is the recovery won't be fantastic for Dark Elves if they do get this sack, but if they do get this sack and they get a stun on this Throra, then the recovery for the Khemri is even worse. The Dark Elf linemen's run off to scoring range. 2 GFI range. Yeah, that witch has a really good shot on the ball. It's a 2+ dodge, or a 2+ leap, 2+ dodge, and a 1 die. It's Agi 5, so it's a 1 dice mistakes. The leap is good. The dodge is good. The block is not. This will not get rerolled. I think I might have rerolled that because I think he can recover from this now. It didn't go well last time, but I think he might have needed that reroll. Tackle does its thing. The Agi 5 piece goes down. That gets rerolled. And he's free and out. And in the way. Maybe Bobby forgot about Fend? Maybe? I've forgotten about Fend literally every time I've talked about hitting this player. Literally every time a frenzy piece I've talked about a frenzy piece hitting this Throra, I've forgotten about Fend. I think I agree, Veritruk. McMackey, I don't know. Can we get the ball safe here? That's my question. These guys can get up to there. We might be able to get the ball safe. But I don't know if we'll be able to score next turn if we do. Yeah, the Dark Elves are down to 1 reroll. They've burned 2 in the last 2 turns. They had 4 of his half, I think. Yeah, if they have the option to 1 turn, they will. And hopefully Sace learns his lesson and makes an actual 1 turn defense if he does have to 1 turn. It's not a bad plan of attack, Truk. This positioning makes me think Sace is scoring this turn. We need anything but quad skulls. Oh no, this is player, yeah, it's wrestle. So we need anything but over 1 in 81. And that's for reroll burned, and that's not a knockdown, but it's good enough for Sace to get through and get the touchdown. We were close with 3 both downs to seeing Sace lose the game off a 2-dice block. But he'll run it in, it's 2-1, and the Dark Elves will have a 1 turn opportunity. Yeah, if he makes another lazy defense, he gets punished for it this time. Absolutely. He needs to play up. He needs to make this difficult for Bobby. Actually, can Bobby 1 turn? I don't think he has enough players. Because last turn, he used everybody but 1 player. And that player was the Agi 5 player who got the ball and passed it down. He could have done it if that KO waked up. But he would need the ball to be kicked somewhere that he could reach. And he could be part of the pushes. Without that KO, I think he's 1 player short. And we do, thankfully, this turn have a 1 turn defense from Sace, which will make things even harder for this. It looks like a riot setup, yeah. We're hoping for the riot to add a turn and bail him out. His best bet on the 1 turn is going to be pushing this skeleton in. And 1 turning off of his skeleton with his frenzy. This setup doesn't look like a 1 turn to me though. This is hoping for a riot. And we don't get it. We have a reroll and we have the worst possible kick if he were going for the 1 turn. But I just don't see it. Agreed, Truk. He got away with murder. There's a reroll burned already on the 1 and 9. And we've taken the POW. We're just trying to hurt Sace's team here. No damage, that witch will run away. I expect the rest of the Dark Elves to try and run away. And this is 2-1 for Sace. Coming into this game, I didn't see it. I thought looking at these teams, I thought Bobby had it in the bag. And I really think he almost did, and I really think that misclick on turn 1 is what screwed him over. He had all the positioning set up, he had the recovery available for that turn 1 sack, and he used the wrong witch to blitz. Yeah, it takes luck in the playoffs. And Sace is lucky in more than one way this game. He got lucky with a coaching mistake from Bobby on that first turn, he got lucky with armor dice, he got lucky with the 1 turn, and he got lucky with that KO staying out. That's not to say Sace is a bad coach. He coached this game brilliantly. The only glaring mistake was turn 8. But I think a couple things change, and this is a Dark Elf game. This could even be a 3-0 Dark Elf game. Just a couple of minor changes. If that guard piece didn't get knocked out, or get cast, then this witch is doing a lot more sacking, and is a lot scarier than she was this game. She was neutered heavily. There's a dead lineman. Just cuz. Yeah, I think he should have rerolled that last 1 dice. Absolutely. Because if he got that knockdown, I honestly think there's a good chance that was went to overtime. And I imagine Sace, being the man he is, will turn 16 respect foul that witch. No? Is he going to do it with a wrestler? He's doing it with a wrestler. And he's getting sent off for his troubles, spoilers. But he gets to make the foul. Oh no. Okay, she's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I didn't have a mini heart attack there for Bobby. (2-1) kicker within a touchdown of a level. Random lineman gets the MVP there. 17 blocks, 3 armor breaks. 43 blocks, 24 armor breaks. Those 24 breaks turned into 4 KOs and 3 KAs. And with fouling, we wound up with 4 KOs and 5 KAs. Story of this game for Sace was the removals. He removed 3 of the most important pieces on that Dark Elf team. And you just can't ignore that. The MNG for him is huge. And his next opponent is very thankful for that. Dodge dice seem a little bit low for Darkstar. There weren't that many crazy dodges that game. Considering the amount of dice that he threw, you expect that to be closer to 83%. And the casualty, 1 success, 6 fails, is just brutal. Absolutely brutal. But let's not dwell on the dice too long. There's other playoff. The game on Herringsort's channel is still going. I don't believe there's any game starting right now that I could send you off to for a fresh game. Let me check that. Not for a little while. And I believe this game has ended as well. It hasn't. In fact, it's only on halftime, or just about a half. So we'll send you to Calcium Kaz. Now, I'm going to do this as a raid. If you don't want spoilers, leave the raid. Because then it won't send you off to the other channel. and you'll be safe from spoilers. Thanks for hanging out with me for this cast. It was a fun one. I'll give everyone 5 more seconds to leave the raid to avoid spoilers, and I'll send you over.